Initial question.
Yes.
Your sentiments on President Uhuru Kenyatta's last budget?
No, I think President Uhuru Kenyatta has 4 months to go. This is not his budget, so we can't even call it Uhuru Kenyatta's budget. This budget will either be implemented by Kenya Kwanza government or the Azimio, because this budget will be implemented from first week of August. First week of August, President Kenyatta has about 8 days or 9 days to be in office. So this is not his budget.
Okay.
He should not even stress the country with his budget. This budget belongs to the next government. And I can tell you, and I'm speaking for Kenya Kwanza team, once we take over government, we will come back to the National Assembly, correct all the wrongs that have been done by this government, deal with the debt ceiling, and see how we can restructure our debt portfolio from the expensive commercial Chinese loans to the bilateral and multilateral lenders. See how we can bring supplementary budget once we take over, so that our priorities, the 4 big, the housing, the NHIF, the 100 billion we are promising the small-scale traders, and the 50 billion for the borders, all those will be brought back to the house. So this budget doesn't belong. But President Kenyatta is leaving us with a huge debt. I think every Kenyan will pay, those even who are in their mother's stomach will pay, will pay about 235,000 plus. So
right.
it's a very sad situation. But this budget doesn't belong to him.
Okay, and also I'd like to hear your thoughts on the outcry that has been going across the country where Kenyans are complaining about the high cost of living.
High cost of living is as a result of the hoarding and the expensive fuel. Why are we in a crisis? Because the Minister for Finance, this Minister for Finance will go in history as the worst Minister for Finance. This Minister for Finance has decided not to pay the oil marketers to the tune of 39 billion. Where was he taking the money? He was taking the money to other projects, roads, express highway, where people were getting kickbacks. Mm-hmm. So we're telling the government, please pay the subsidy money from the petroleum fund allocated and appropriated by the House. Mm-hmm. Pay the oil marketers, because what the oil marketers are doing, they are sending their fuel to Uganda, to Rwanda, to South Sudan, to DRC, where they're getting cash. Because even them, they need to run their businesses. So there's a serious cash crisis within the oil marketers. Mm-hmm. So they're not selling their product because government doesn't want to pay subsidies. And I saw the former prime minister. I don't know whether he met the real oil marketers, but there's nothing called future. Let the government pay the subsidy. Fuel will not be hoarded. The prices will come down, because that's why the whole element of the subsidy is important to our economic sector.
All right, and now you have spoken about a subsidy, so I would like to hear your thoughts on what is your provision on the fuel and fertilizer subsidy. Do you think they are sustainable?
In the long run, subsidies are not sustainable, particularly for fuel. What we need to do as a country is that we must reduce the taxes and levies on petroleum products. Today, a liter of petrol or a liter of diesel going for 135 shillings average. Close to 79 shillings is in the form of taxes. So we cannot, subsidy is not sustainable. It has never worked in any economy, both developing or even in the mature economies. Let us reduce the taxes and levies on petroleum products. Let us allow the free market to work. You know, this open tendering system favors. Let us not allow cartels. Let us not allow state capture. Let us not allow people big in government to use their privilege and position to run some of the key oil marketers. There must be disclosure. When you reach a certain level of office, of the presidency, of the deputy president, of a cabinet minister, you must disclose if you own shares in Kenya breweries. You must disclose if you own shares in big multinational companies. The problem in our country is state capture. The economy has been captured. There are people in government who use conflict of interest, who use their position. They don't disclose it. And that's why Some companies, oil marketers, are getting subsidy, others are not getting. But I think with the exit of President Uhuru Kenyatta, everything will be okay.
All right.
He
Well,
is the father of state capture.
all right. Well,
Kenyans must get rid of him.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
That is Aden
Not
Duale,
get
who.
rid of him. They must get rid of his project because him is going.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was Aden Duale, who is the Member of Parliament of Garissa Township. Julians, I hand it over back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nina Shaban, there from Bunge with the Honorable Aden Duale, who was talking about the necessity of restructuring Kenya's debt. I think it's important to remind him that he was majority leader in 2019 when the debt ceiling was revised from 50% of GDP to 9 trillion shillings. And he was quite instrumental in that, so we shall be getting back to